Hi. It's been a minute since I've filmed. I have a fun car, and I want to do fun things with it. Admittedly, I did have it about 2 weeks ago, but my footage on this exact card got messed up. It got corrupted. So that's no fun. So hopefully, don't you mess with me, camera. Don't you mess up my footage. Anyway, 2 weekends ago, I had this car with my dad for his birthday. It was a neat experience for him. And I don't have the footage anymore. I'm really bummed about it, but we'll see if I can get certain reactions from certain people, because that's what this car does. People just look at it and they're like, oh, dang. Dang. It is too cold and it is too windy. Hopefully you can still hear me, but my hands are frozen. Hopefully that B-roll is worth it. All clean. I'm gonna resume tomorrow because it's too cold. I'm just gonna freeze to death if I stay out here any longer, so we'll just see you tomorrow. Okay, morning time again. I have some errands to do, and I figured it'd be a good time to give like an objective review of the i8, because obviously it's not the best car for daily use, but I feel like it's not as impractical as some people feel based on like doors and being really low to the ground. So I'm gonna put it to the test and just kind of see, doing some errands, if it's something I can live with. Having driven it a little bit, these seats, oddly enough, in this car are not that comfortable. I kind of don't like them. So longer trips aren't as fun, but I don't know, depends how far you're driving, I suppose. This isn't also something you're gonna drive cross country in, more than likely. So, I don't know, we'll just see what I can do here. It's a little supercar from BMW. I can live with it, we'll be okay. Dang it, I just grabbed the camera lens again. I said I was gonna try and not do that. I just... really quite funny is the abundance of fake sound in this thing. Just because BMW wants to give you like that supercar experience, but I don't know if you can hear it. There's no way this car is this loud on the outside. It's kind of misleading because you're like, how much of that sound do people hear? And like, you don't know. I might have to put a microphone on the back of this thing to see exactly how much sound it makes, but it's kind of cool. I mean, it's not the first time I've experienced the fake sound type thing, but it's just different. Like, I mean, for this level of car, I feel like there'd be more sound from the engine, but it is a hybrid, so sound is pretty darn accurate. It does sound like this on the outside. It's just very noisy in here compared to what I feel like it actually is outside. So I don't know. the spot. Ooh. These are my favorite kinds of spots right here. Those ones where you park like an asshole, kinda. It's for the doors though. I think that's one of the most misleading aspects about this car, is the doors actually don't come out much farther than a standard door, but the fact that they go up really throws me off. So you are at risk of hitting people's mirrors, and that's really it. Otherwise you could park in normal spots with not that much extra space. So it's not all that unlivable in a normal parking lot. You can see it's not. Actually, that looks like it's kind of far over. I promise it's not. Take my word. Okay, error number 1. Let's go do it. Okay, got a haircut. Microphone's on. Here's a really good real-world example of this. Range Rover parked next to me. Didn't know if I'd be able to open the door, but look at that. Perfect amount of room. And he's pretty far over here, so not that he did a really bad job parking, but shows the doors, how well they work on a daily basis, I think. So a pass for the i8 there. Okay, now there's something to be said about these doors, because it does make the car less accessible getting in and out. You kind of have to slide over this portion by the door here, and it always has to be clean because your butt rubs against it every time you get in. So kind of weird if you're like me and you wear nice pants every day, you might risk getting them dirty. Convenience factor wise, the doors aren't very convenient. Is it worth having the doors? Yeah. They're so cool. You know how much attention I get for having these doors? Totally worth it. Sunglasses inside at night. It's not actually nighttime, I'm just in a parking garage. But let's leave. So primarily when you start this car, it starts in full electric mode until you give it enough gas to validate having the engine on. And so it can do 22-ish miles of range on a full charge, and it is pretty quick for being just electric power, although the real quickness comes on when you put it in sport mode. It really wakes up, which I'll show you. But when you're just going around roads through the city and stuff, it's perfectly capable in electric mode, which I think is pretty cool. It's much more of a refined ride, feels more livable without all that fake sound in the cabin. Here's a fun fact. In both the i3 and the i8, you can't get fuel unless you have less than half a tank. It actually won't let you open the gas door. It keeps it locked until you have less than half a tank, which seems odd. I don't really know why they do that, but... So away from this light, take a listen. Let's see if we can hear this. So just between lights, majority of that noise you just heard is piped in. If you heard it, I'm not sure. It sounds, it's very, I mean, it's pleasing to me. I'm not sure exactly how loud it is on camera, but I think it's enough noise. It's just so misleading because I don't actually know what noise this car makes on the outside because of, frick you, because of how much fake sound is pumped in. So hard to know. I suppose it doesn't really matter with this car. It's flashy enough to where it doesn't have to make like a bunch of noise in order to be noticed, but there's an argument for and against the fake sound. It's not bad. I don't know, kind of cheesy on a $150,000 car. That's my take. The other thing I think is really cool about this car is just the pure looks. It looks like such a spaceship. People, even on the highway, they don't know necessarily it's a BMW right away. And they're like, what is it? It catches everyone's eye, even with the doors closed. I went to King Soopers. I'm actually going to Costco right now, so we'll see if anyone stops me there. But went into King Soopers literally for 15 minutes, came back out, there were 3 couples standing around the car just looking at it. So it is certainly something to behold with the looks. It's nothing unlike BMW's ever made before, design-wise. So there's an argument to be had there for its spaceshipness. This gal over here keeps looking back at me. What is that spaceship? Who drives a spaceship on a daily basis? I do, definitely not posing. Spaceship. Oh, cut off by my own kind, another BMW driver. Actually, that's okay. I half expected that. Made it to Costco, because this is definitely where you want to drive your i8 in the heart of holiday season. It's not what you want to do. I'm going to park a mile away. I really hope it just caught that lady. She walked past. She's like, "Whoa, cool doors." Yeah, cool doors. That is neat. I have questions for this owner. What is it and why? It is a 530. Curious. Another fun thing is these gauges. It's really cool because when the RPMs increase, I'll try and film it here. It looks like this bottom portion down here chases. It like fills up with energy. It's really cool. It's like the RPM gauge is trying to catch up because it's shifting so quick. Slow down here. Drop the gear. You can kind of see that little thing fills up. I don't know if that makes any sense. Hopefully you guys are following that. I think it's really quite cool. And as it does have electricity, you can do regenerative braking. So you can just downshift all the way till you stop. Cool part is, the range of this car has actually stayed the same since I started driving. Even though I haven't been using the gas motor the whole time, regenerative braking has kept the range right around 17-18 miles for electricity, so it must be super efficient. I'm kind of impressed by it. I really wish I had darker tinted windows just so I could see what everyone's looking at, because I want to look at other people when they're looking at me just to see what they look like, but then I'm just staring at them, so I'm weird, and I don't want that, so... That never gets boring, honestly. To wrap it up, this car's an interesting proposition. I mean, it isn't a daily driver, not really a weekender either. I think it's probably for someone who owns like 6 cars and isn't looking for something other than really like a toy. It sounds weird, but some of these cars are in that market where they're like a really big niche, and I think this fits into that. So yeah, if I had maybe 400 grand a year in my pockets, I'd consider buying one. Otherwise, there's a few other cars that do a much better job of justifying a fast hybrid than the i8. Don't get me wrong, very fun. More of a novelty. Hopefully that provided some insight as far as what I think about the car and everything. So I'll wrap up this video with some B-roll of this from last week, because it was a very cool parking garage I found and everything. So we'll end with that, and I'll see you in the next video.